My name is Ariana, and this is the story I never thought I would tell, a story of love, pain, and the miracle that taught me what forever really means. I was in my final year of college. People called it +3. But for me, it was more than just an academic phase. It was the time when dreams were alive, laughter echoed through corridors, and love was something we whispered about in canteens, between cups of tea and incomplete assignments. And that's when he entered my life. His name was Arjun, the kind of boy who didn't just walk into a room, he brought warmth with him. He wasn't perfect. His hair was always messy. His handwriting was terrible, and his jokes were worse. But when he smiled at me, the world stood still. At first, I didn't think much of it. I thought it was just friendship. But slowly, his presence became a part of my everyday, like sunlight through my window. We studied together, laughed together, fought over silly things, and before I even realized it, I had fallen for him. And he made it no secret that he had fallen too. Those were the best days of my life, until the day everything changed. One morning, I fainted during class. When I woke up, I was in the hospital. The doctor smiled gently and said, "It's nothing serious, just a minor weakness." But we did some tests to be sure. I didn't think much of it until I was called in for a follow-up a week later. That day, I sat across from the doctor, his face serious. He hesitated for a moment before saying words that shattered me completely. "Ariana, you won't be able to conceive. You can't become a mother." I felt my world collapse. I remember clutching the edge of the table, my throat dry, my eyes burning. It wasn't about motherhood alone. It was about the dreams I had, the image of a family I'd imagined, the idea of being complete that day. Something inside me broke. For weeks, I locked myself away from the world. I ignored Arjun's calls, his messages, his knocks on my door. I told myself it was for the best. He deserved a normal life, children, a family, everything I couldn't give him. But Arjun was stubborn. He kept showing up. When I finally opened the door one day, he looked at me with eyes full of worry and said, "Ariana, what's wrong?" Did I do something? I wanted to tell him. I wanted to scream. But instead, I smiled and lied. I told him I didn't love him anymore. He didn't believe me. Not even for a second. Days turned into weeks. I tried to push him away. But love has a strange way of returning. No matter how many times you throw it out, finally, after his constant pleading, I broke down and told him the truth. Every word felt like glass on my tongue. When I told him I could never be a mother, his expression froze. I thought he would walk away, that he'd pity me, but instead, he took my hands in his and said softly, "Ariana, I fell in love with you, not with your ability to become a mother. I want you. If I ever get married, it will only be to you." I cried for hours that night, not out of sadness, but out of disbelief that someone could love me like that. But life isn't a fairy tale. When Arjun told his family about me, everything went wrong. His parents came to meet me once. I could see the hesitation in their eyes, the polite smiles that couldn't hide their disapproval. A few days later, they made their decision. They said, "Arjun, you can't marry a girl who can't give you a child." Think about your future, our family name. When Arjun told me this, I begged him to listen to them. Please, I said, don't fight them for me. You'll regret it later. I'm not worth breaking your family for. Arjun looked at me, his eyes filled with tears, and said, Ariana, love is not something you measure with conditions. You didn't choose this pain, but I'm choosing you. And I'll choose you again and again. That night, he left his house. He walked out with nothing but a small bag and my name on his lips. And the next morning, we got married quietly, simply, without blessings, without rituals. Just two souls promising to stand by each other, no matter what. The first few months were hard. People whispered, relatives judged, friends disappeared. We lived in a small rented room, surviving on Arjun's early salary and my part-time tutoring. But love made everything beautiful. He'd cook dinner for me after work, sometimes burning the chapatis and laughing about it. We'd watch old movies on his cracked phone screen, our heads resting together. I had lost a family, but in him, I found a home years past, and we built our little world. But one day, something unexpected happened. A neighbor's baby girl was abandoned at the hospital near our home. She was frail, barely a few weeks old. Arjun saw her and couldn't stop thinking about her. We went to visit her. When I held her for the first time, she opened her eyes and looked at me, those tiny eyes, like stars. Something in my heart healed that day. After months of procedures, we adopted her. We named her Arohi, which means ascending melody, because she was the song that lifted us both. People used to say I couldn't be a mother. But when I held Arohi, I realized that motherhood isn't about giving birth, it's about giving love. And love, I had plenty of that now. Years later, when Arjun comes home from work, Arohi runs to him, shouting, Papa. And he lifts her high, laughing. Sometimes, I stand at the doorway, watching them, tears of gratitude in my eyes. Because despite everything, despite the pain, the judgment, the nights I thought I was cursed, I was blessed with more than I ever dreamed of today. If someone asks me what love means, I smile and say, love is when someone sees your broken pieces and still chooses to stay. I thought I'd never be loved, but Arjun proved me wrong. And if you ever feel like you're not enough, remember this: love doesn't always come wrapped in perfection. Sometimes it comes in the form of a boy who walks out of his house just to marry the girl everyone else thought was unworthy. And sometimes it comes in the eyes of a baby who was never born from you, but was meant for you all along. This is my story. I'm Ariana. And I learned that life doesn't have to be perfect to be beautiful. It just has to be real.